higher across the feet onto the legs, then take Padmasana. If you want to take Padmasana, then I advise we open up the hips a little bit. If you're in Sukhasana already and you're going to stay there, then just start to align your body, your spine. So I'm just going to open up the hips just a little bit on each side, just rocking the foot, cradling the foot, just to bring a little openness into the hips, the other side. So in either Padmasana, lotus, half lotus, or in Sukhasana, you always want to make sure, so only take lotus if this feels comfortable for you. So we're going to be sitting here for a couple of minutes, and we need to be in a comfortable position, so no pain or tension or hardness in the body. So we want to make sure we have a nice straight tall spine. So the shoulders are over the hips, the crown of the head centered over the pelvis. So sitting really straight and upright, but the body is soft and it's a relaxed upright position. So today we're going to take a special mudra called Pran Mudra. And this is known as the mudra of life. Now we're going to take this in the following way. So you have your ring finger and little finger together, and you bring those to touch the thumb. Okay, so touching the thumb to the ring finger and little finger, and then you bring the pointer finger and middle finger together. So take that gesture, that seal, that mudra, with the palms of the hands turning up, so your fingers, the thumb, the little finger, ring finger and thumb are pointing upwards, and the other pointer finger, middle finger are facing parallel to the earth. So this is for stabilizing. So just recheck your alignment of your body, your spine. Closing the eyes now, and bringing the focus and attention inwards. Just checking in on the body, scanning the body. Just notice the face, relax the muscles of the face. Relaxing the scalp, skin of the neck and shoulders, the muscles of the neck and shoulders. Feel the shoulders away from the ears, lots of space. So feeling the spine growing lovely and tall. Openness across the collarbones, across the chest. So if you notice any points of tension, any pain or aching anywhere, just send your focus and attention there and send the breath there to ease away, ease off, dissolve that tension. So actively giving attention to those places that need it. And then coming back to the breath. So come back to your anchor of your breath when you finish scanning through the body. And just paying attention there, refocusing there. So use the breath as that anchor, that place to come back to whenever you feel distracted. Whenever noises outside of the room maybe, or thoughts try to hijack the time, the present time that you're spending in your practice. Thoughts are perfectly normal. We can't control them all the time. But we can observe them and just take that observer position and notice that we have a thought. Observe, yes, we're thinking about this or that. And then come back to your attention on the breath. So redirecting your attention. And if you have to do that over and over, that's completely okay. So sitting now, focusing on your breath. Just notice where you feel the breath strongest. Is it in the chest, in the belly? That place between the tip of the nose and the upper lip where the breath comes in and out. Keep breathing in and out through the nose. Then making a little ujjayi sound with the breath, so swirling and energizing the breath in the back of the throat. Begin to lengthen and deepen the breath in. And when you feel you've taken enough breath in, take a little pause and notice that pause. Feel that lovely feeling of the fullness of the lungs. And then when you feel ready to let the breath go, observe that breath being let go. Feel the softness and the release on the exhale. And then notice another pause when you feel you've emptied the lungs of breath. Hold. And then notice the point when you turn the corner, being ready to take your next breath in. So just noticing that pattern, it's almost like a square. You breathe in, you pull, you turn the corner and pause. And then you turn the next corner to exhale. And then you turn a corner to pause again. So it's like 4 parts to the breath. So just spend a moment noticing those 4 sides. So just briefly, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what our hands are doing, this mudra of life. So the Pran mudra strengthens the eyes and brings inner peace, stamina, and confidence. So it will help you feel stronger and more resilient. It's to help us be more constructive and positive in our inner attitude. Helps us activate that inner positivity and generating a latent staying power within us. So with each and every breath you take, feel the fire burning and starting to generate inside the body, warming. You're stoking that fire, that inner fire of positivity. So strengthening and rejuvenating you, rejuvenating your body, rejuvenating your mind. So with a warm heart and an enlightened mind, be strong, be powerful. So just taking a few more deep, steady breaths here. And then choosing your intention. So setting your intention. This might be one you've been working on for a while. It doesn't have to change every day. It could be the same one that you're working on. Something that deeply resonates with you. Feel that intention. See that intention in your inner mind's eye. And then repeating it a few times, maybe 3 times to your inner mind's eye silently. I am. So in the present tense, in this present moment, repeat your intention to yourself. Slowly opening up the eyes. Just giving your hands a little wiggle. And then stretching the legs long. See, there's a message on my screen. I just need to check and read it. It's nothing to do with YouTube. Don't think it is. Something to do with an update. So stretching your legs long into Dandasana, staff pose. Feel that stretching the legs in this direction for the day. Flexing your feet actively towards you. Engaging your thighs. Bring your hands alongside your buttocks. Take your shoulders, squeeze your shoulders together, but take the shoulders away from the ears. Feel the back as though it's pressing against the wall behind you. Tuck the elbows in. Draw your chin towards your chest. Feel the spine growing straight and tall, so it's growing up towards the sky. Closing the eyes if you feel that helps you focus on this pose. Beginning to engage Mula Bandha. So really activate your pelvic floor, your perineum muscle. The muscle that stops us from having a pee. Really squeeze and lift there. And then drawing your navel into your spine on an exhalation. Actively squeeze and lift into these two bandhas. And then feeling the throat lock, the energy seal of the throat, Jalandhara Bandha. As you draw your chin in towards your chest. Let's take 5 more deep, steady breaths here. Imagine that fire that I just spoke of in the body, being held there, positive, powerful energy. 2 more breaths. Slowly just soften into the arms and into the legs. So you can cross your feet now. Pull your feet in towards your bottom and gently roll over with control onto the knees. Use your hands and then step your feet back into Ardha Mukha Svanasana. So downward facing dog. So tucking your toes, spread the fingers wide. Point a finger facing the top of the mat, the thumbs higher up than the little fingers. Start to lift the hips up to the sky. So let's begin by just gently walking out the dog. Waking up the legs, the backs of the legs now. Working into the ankles, the feet, the Achilles heels, the calves. So this really helps wake up the lower part of the legs. So do what you feel it works and is what is needed today. So remember, this is your practice. If something isn't working for you that I'm suggesting, then stop. If something hurts, then stop. Listen to the feedback your body is giving you. So if you feel you need to wag your tail, then wag your tail. So sending your hips from side to side. Maybe taking a little pause on one side, so you're on the inner side of one foot, the outer side of the other. Just feeling the stretch down the side body that begins at the hand and works all the way down the arm, all the way down the obliques, the side abdominal muscles, all the way to the hip. Then over to the other side. I really love this stretch in the morning. So really sending your hip diagonally away from the opposite hand. And then coming to center, maybe coming up onto the very tips of the toes. Lift up high onto the tips of the toes. And then taking the heels down, a little stretch of the heels down towards the mat. Maybe pedal legs, just a couple more. And then take a lovely generous bend in the knees. Take your belly onto your tops of your thighs. Drop the head between the arms. And then look to the top of the mat. Taking some really small steps. Take as many as you need. See how many you can take. How slowly can you walk to the top of the mat? So no rush. As you arrive, take your feet hip distance apart and then clasping opposite elbows, hanging in ragdoll. So take this opportunity to use gravity to release any tension that's in the neck. You might have slept funny. You know, when you wake up in the morning, your neck feels a little bit iffy. Just use this opportunity to shake the head, nod the head, do some yeses, some nos, maybe drawing some lovely circles with the nose in both directions. So just letting the head hang heavy. Just checking in on those shoulders. Take the tension out of the shoulders. Maybe releasing the arms now onto the floor and just grazing the earth with your fingertips. Sort of drawing 3/4 shaped circles around the feet. And then rooting the feet into the earth, beginning to come up to standing, nice and slowly. So let the arms hang heavy as you do this, really curling the spine as you stack the spine from the base. So coming up super, super slow. But really start to engage in the belly to assist the ascent of the torso into an upright position. So the head will arrive last. Maybe take a little turn of the head from side to side, nice and gently. Maybe draw some half circles with the head. Before we begin our sequence, our sun salutation, Surya Namaskar A. Let's first set ourselves up, beginning at our feet. Our feet are foundation of every posture. So taking the feet either hip distance apart or the big toes touching. If your big toes are touching, have a sort of a wedge shape between the ankles and up to the toes. So the heels are separated. Lift the toes, spread the toes wide, and then re-ground the toes into the earth. Feel the full connection of your feet with your mat, with the earth, Padabandha. Into engage into the thighs, feel that lift into the kneecaps. Also feel the shins activate, the calves activate. Into the hamstrings, a little squeeze into the glutes and then a tuck of the pelvis if that's needed to make sure you have a neutral tilt of the pelvis. So we want to grow the spine nice and tall. Openness through the chest, so open up through the collarbone, squeeze the shoulder blades a little bit together. Gentle tuck of the chin towards the chest, just a little bit. So we don't want to be jutting the chin, just check you're bringing the chin in and down a little bit. So it's like somebody's pulling you from the thread from the head up to the sky. First, standing in mountain pose, Tadasana. Feel that strength, that tall, strong mountain. Energy up and down the body from the feet to the crown of the head. Energy all the way down to the fingertips. So energize the arms all the way down to the very tips of the fingers. And then bringing your hands together into Mandali Mudra. So into prayer to your heart center. Let's, before we begin our sun salutations, take a single Om. So take a nice deep breath in. Om. So feeling that vibration in your chest, feel that energy there. So from here, lifting up on a deep breath in, lift your hands up to the sky, follow your thumbs with your gaze. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold over the legs. Just bend the legs to start with, then place the hands alongside the feet into Uttanasana. Inhale, take a half lift. Bring your hands to your shins flat, the back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the belly, look forwards. Plant the hands and gently step back, 1 foot at a time, into plank. Drop the knees, chest, chin, taking that Ashtanga Pranam option, nice and gently. Inhaling, squeeze the shoulder blades together, open the chest, into Salambhasana, looking up. Exhale through Vinyasa. So tabletop, tuck the toes, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Reset your feet. Squeeze and lift into Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. Looking with your drishti, your gaze towards your navel. Just check into the arms, softness into the elbows, and send the shoulders away from the ears. So sliding the shoulder blades apart. And also, so you don't want to scrunch the shoulders by the ears, create lots of space between the arms and the ears. Let's take a nice deep breath in. Deep breath out. Another deep breath in. A deep breath out. So breathing in and out through the nose, using that whispering Ujjayi sounding breath. On your next breath in, coming onto the tips of the toes. On the balls of the feet, bring your belly down towards your thighs. Look to the top of the mat. Exhaling, step to the top. Inhaling for that half lift, so hands to shins, flat back, gaze forwards. Exhale, forward fold. Bring your hands alongside your feet. Bend the knees if you need to. Inhaling, taking the arms wide, sweep the arms wide. Lifting the arms up to the sky, look up to your thumbs. And then exhale, let's swan dive all the way down to the floor. Hands alongside the feet, forward folding deeply. Inhale, half lift. Plant the hands, step the feet back. Let's keep with Ashtanga Pranam, knees, chest, chin. Exhaling, then inhale into Salambhasana. Exhale through Vinyasa, tuck the toes, lift the hips up. Reset the feet. So taking the heels down towards the mat, but they don't have to touch. Tilting the tailbone forwards towards, so the pelvis tilts down towards the mat as the tailbone points upwards. Drishti to navel, drawing navel to spine, lifting in Mula Bandha. Let's take one more deep breath in and out. Just keep checking in with the breath, that anchor. On your next breath in, come with the balls of the feet, bend the knees, look to the top, step to the top. Exhale. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, deeply forward fold. See if you can straighten the legs just a little bit more. Root the feet, squeeze into the thighs, lifting all the way up. Look up to your thumbs at the top. And then exhale, forward fold. Last one. Inhale, half lift. Maybe keep on the fingertips to the earth or have hands to shins, your choice. Exhale, step the feet back. Let's stick with Ashtanga Pranam, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, Salambhasana. Exhale, Vinyasa, tabletop, and then Ardha Mukha Svanasana. So that's a really nice, gentle transition. If you don't feel you're ready for the full Ashtanga style, Chaturanga Dandasana and full Ardha Mukha Svanasana. So stick with that when we take our Surya Namaskar, if that's what works for you today. Remember, there's no judgment, no ego, no competition. On your next inhale, bending into the knees, coming to the balls of the feet, look to the top of the mat and step to the top, exhaling. Inhale, half lift. Forward fold deeply, exhale. Root the feet, inhaling, lifting all the way up to the sky, Ardha Hastasana. Let's take a little micro back bend, so just sending the hips a little bit forwards and the arms a little bit back. And then hands through center, back to your heart, to Samasthiti, and then back to your mountain pose. Surya Namaskar. Taking a bend in the knees, sweeping the arms down to the hands down to the floor, graze with your fingertips the earth. Follow your hands with your gaze as you come into Utkatasana, chair pose. So squeeze into the thighs, lift into the belly. Look up between the hands. You can bring the palms of the hands together or keep the hands shoulder width apart. Big breath in. Exhale, deeply forward fold over the legs. Plant the hands alongside the feet. Straighten up the legs a little bit more. Inhale, half lift. Now choosing to step the feet back or jump the feet back. Exhaling through Chaturanga if you're ready, or sticking with Ashtanga Pranam. Inhaling for Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, or sticking with your locust. Exhale, hips drive back, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Let's take a lift of the right leg on an inhale up to the sky, three-legged dog. Then bringing yourself into the ball of your left foot. Look to your hands. Bring your knee towards your chest. Put weight into the hands a little bit more. Step the right foot between the hands. Drop the back knee. Release the toes. Let's take a deep Koundinyasana. Low crescent lunge. So this time, let's hook your right thumb over the left. Hook them together. Spread the fingers wide. And reach your fingertips up to the sky. Really open the chest. If you feel strong today, have a go at pushing into the right foot and hovering the left knee off the mat, just a couple of inches. Big breath in. Exhale, frame that front foot. Tuck the back toes. Inhale, plank. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Open the chest, looking up. Exhale, squeeze and lift into the belly, drive the hips back. Breath in, let's lift that left leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Hips are facing forwards, no twist down to the mat. There's no twist in the hips. Everything has stayed the same as if you're in downward facing dog, but just with the left leg lifted. Come onto the ball of the right foot. Weight slightly into the hands. Draw your left knee, in towards your chest. Touch your nose. Step lightly between the hands. Drop the back knee and tuck the back toes. Take the opposite hook of the thumbs. So the non-dominant thumb now underneath. So spreading the fingers wide. Look up to your hands. Sink into those hips. Squeeze the thighs as though towards each other. Squeeze into the glutes. Hips really switched on. Then pushing into that left foot really strong. Squeeze and lift and see if you can lift your right knee just a fraction off the mat at the back. Big breath in. Framing the front foot. Drop the back knee. Tuck the back toes. Inhale to plank. Really strong. Dome that space between the shoulder blades. Exhale through Chaturanga. Elbows tucked close to the body. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Reset your breath again. Feel that inner fire, stoking that inner fire of your body. On your next breath in, come on the balls of the feet, bend the knees, look forwards. Exhale, step or jump to the top. Breath in, half lift. Forward fold, exhale, bring the hands alongside the feet, drop the head towards the legs. Inhale, set those feet into the earth, squeeze into the thighs, coming into your chair pose, Utkatasana. Big breath in at the top, then exhale, forward fold, flowing all the way through to the next round. Inhale, half lift. Hold the breath as you plant the hands and step back. And exhale, lower Chaturanga or your knees gesture, your choice. Inhale for your version of up dog or downward facing dog. And the transition to downward facing dog. Inhaling, lifting the right leg up to the sky again, but this time bending the knee. Open the hip up to the side. So you're lifting the knee, bringing the right heel towards the left buttock. Look under your left armpit. Breath in, bring that leg back to center. Ball of the foot on the left side. Right knee towards the chest, touch the nose. Step forwards, Ashtanga Chandrasana. So this is a little bit of a balance, so make sure you've got your legs fully switched on. Thighs squeezing towards each other, nice and stable, lifting the arms up to the sky, look up to that space between your hands. So you're driving into that back leg straight, the heel pushing away, pushing into the front standing foot, big toe. Squeeze and lift into the belly, big breath in, hold the breath as you plant the hands, step the foot back. Then you exhale as you lower, your choice. Inhale to lift and open, your choice. Exhale, drive the hips back. Then inhaling left side, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hip up. So lifting that knee up high. Bring the heel towards the right buttock. Look under your right armpit. Inhaling, leg to center. Come on the ball of the right foot. Bring the left knee to chest, touch nose. Step it lightly between the hands, really quietly, with control. And then coming up into Ashtachandrasana. So driving that back heel away, nice straight back leg, or as straight as you can. Nice bend in the front leg, lifting the arms up to the sky. Look between the hands. Bring the palms of the hands together if that feels comfortable for your shoulders. Take a nice deep breath in. Frame your front foot. Hold the breath. Step the front foot back. You're in plank. Exhale, your choice to lower. Inhale, your choice to lift. Exhale to drive the hips back. Reset your breath. Softness into the shoulder joints, into the elbows. So also don't lock out the knees. So make sure you're not, if you're hypermobile, you're not locking the knees back. So just a micro bend into the knees, very, very, very small amount. The legs are still straight, but don't hyper bend out or lock out. On your next breath in, bend into the knees, thighs come towards the belly, look to the top of the mat, keep the hips high if you're jumping. Exhale, step up or jump to the top. Breath in, half lift. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, grazing the earth with the fingertips. Bend into the knees generously, lifting the arms up to the sky. Look up between your hands. Exhale, forward fold, last round. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Hold the breath, plant the hands firmly, step or jump into your plank, nice and strong. Exhale to lower, your choice. Inhale, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, exhale. This time lifting the right leg to the sky, bend the knee and make some circles with the knee. So just opening the hip up a bit more. Both directions, so do a couple in each direction. Re-extending the leg to the sky, come on the ball of the left foot, hook that knee underneath, nice and high, step forwards, drop the back heel this time, keep the hips facing to the top of the mat, inhale, warrior one, Virabhadrasana, bring the hands together if you can, looking up to your thumbs, big breath in, exhale, frame the front foot, stepping into plank and exhaling to lower. Inhale, upward dog, or sticking with your Salambhasana. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg to the sky, bend the knee. Draw those circles with the knee. Lifting the knee as high as you can. So do 2 or 3 in each direction. Then change direction. Lifting center with the foot. Come on the ball of the right foot. Bring the knee into chest. Nice and high with the knees. That helps us bring that left foot forwards. Giving you space. Right heel drops. Breath in, warrior one, left side. Follow your hands with your gaze, looking up. So check those hips aren't going up to the side. They're facing the top of your mat. Big breath in. Frame your front foot. Step the front foot back, you're in plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drive the hips back. Downward facing dog. Now if you need to take a child's foot pose break, Drop the knees to the floor and just catch your breath. If not, stay with me here. Take a nice deep breath in. Let's fill the lungs. Open the mouth and sigh the breath out. Inhale deeply. Sigh the breath out. Lion's breath for the next one, sticking the tongue out. Look to your third eye. So as you look to your third eye, it'll be like you're making cross eyes, you know, when you cross your eyes. On your next breath in, bend the knees. Look to the top of the mat. Step, jump to the top. Inhale, half lift. Forward fold deeply, exhale. Root feet firmly, inhaling, coming into Utkatasana. Let's lift the heels off the floor. So squeeze those thighs towards each other. Squeeze into the belly. Feel the belly lift with the heels. Rerouting the heels down and then lifting the toes. Feel the change. Bring your hands to your heart center, sink a little deeper. If you can, keep the toes lifted as you take your Parivrtta Utkatasana. So twisting over to the right, so hooking the left elbow across the right knee. Open the chest. So you're squeezing the legs towards each other, the knees stay together. Without twisting into the legs, we're twisting into the torso. Open our arms if you wish. Looking up to your top hand. Really use Uddiyana Bandha here. Squeeze and lift into the belly. Bringing your hands back to center. And then going over to the other side. Just checking on those legs. There's no twisting the legs into the hips. It's all happening in the upper body. Looking over your left shoulder. Then opening your arms. If you want, open your wings. Little lift of the toes if you can. And then bring yourself back to center. Forward fold. Separating the feet to hip distance apart. Folding down over the legs. So if you need a little bend in the knees, so we can land the belly onto the thighs. Bring the hands alongside the feet. So you're trying to draw the crown of the head down to the floor. One more deep breath in. Coming up just halfway. Then step your left foot back. So we're going to take a triangle pose. From triangle, we'll then go into Ardha Chandrasana. So make sure you have your block ready before we begin our standing sequence run. So you'll need your block on to the right to start with. So first coming into Trikonasana, Trikonasana. So just a triangle pose. So your right hand is on the inside of your calf, and your left hand is coming up onto your hip. Roll that left shoulder back, open the chest to the side. So tuck your tailbone under, squeeze and lift into the side body. Open that chest. Feel as though you're placed between two planes of glass. Squeeze the thighs towards each other. So imagine like you're trying to pull the feet, dragging the feet towards each other energetically. Looking up and then lifting up your hands. So now your arms are 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Lift your gaze up to your top thumb and then bring your right hand to your heart center. So really engaging that side body. So you're not dumping down into that right hand. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, look down to your front right foot and then begin the transition into Ardha Chandrasana. So you bring your weight into your right foot, lifting the left leg up to hip height, taking your left hand back onto your left hip and placing your right hand onto your block. If you want to take your hand onto the floor, make a little tripod with the fingers, like little spider fingers if you want to take your hand to the floor, your choice. Open the chest up to the side, push into the standing big toe, lift that arm up to the sky. If you want to bind the foot behind, so grabbing hold of the left foot with the left hand, pulling the foot in towards the buttock, take that option. Check in with the breath, that it's nice and strong to support your postures, which are very vigorous. Big breath in, release the foot, and then with control, send it back down as we transition into Warrior Two. So bringing the arms up parallel to the earth. Check your feet now. It might be that you need to take them further apart. I certainly do, because Trikonasana and Warrior Two have a different foot position, for me anyway. So take the feet wider. Front heel lines up with back in an arch, so that when you bend generously into that front leg, your knee doesn't oversail the ankle. Reaching the arms away. Check you're not tensing up into the face, the neck and shoulders. So a little smile in the corner of the lips. Look to your front middle finger. Sink a little lower, a little deeper. Fire up that Ujjayi energetic breath. Sink a little deeper as we come into extended side angle. So forearm to thigh. Windmilling the left arm overhead, creating that beautiful diagonal 45-degree angle with the left side of the body. Chest remains open to the side. Look up to your top hand, holding something precious in that right. Sinking the right hand down towards the ankle. A little deeper with your extended side angle if you can. Just working into that hip a little bit more. Couple more breaths, looking down to the floor as you take your hands behind your back and take your humble warrior. So clasp your hands behind your back and send your right shoulder to your right knee. So you're trying to reach your right ear down to your right ankle. So push into the feet, lifting the arms up to the sky, squeeze and lift into the belly. 2 more breaths. From here, coming into that flying split we've been working on. So just make sure you have a clear space around you. Sending your feet so that they face the top of the mat now. So just pivoting on that back foot. Drop the back knee just for a moment. So we're going to bring our elbows down to the floor. Just bring your elbows down. It's like a little lizard, I think we'll take here. Just for a moment. Just open the hip up. So if you remember our Ekapada Koundinyasana, this is dedicated to the sage Koundinyasana. We have to bring that right back of that right leg over our right shoulder. So we have to hook that right arm way underneath that right leg. So this is the magic here, because that creates the ledge for that leg. And you walk that foot forwards. So chaturanga, your arms, so splitting the legs, but chaturanga in the arms, so there's a bend in that, and bring that left elbow into your side body. Create some support there. So reaching the foot away, the other leg away. You need to lift the legs off. I need to move around to do this a little bit better with you. If you can't lift the back leg off, don't worry. So, we're bringing that left elbow in and under, giving you support, sending the legs away. So kicking that left leg back and the right foot is to the side. 2 more breaths if you can take it. Push into the fingertips a little bit and then drop the back knee down. Well done. Coming to our A angle. So bring that left foot forwards. So we're going to hook, out breath, Ashtavakrasana. So we still need that right leg over our right shoulder, as high as you can. So it's kind of up the very top of that right arm. So you're going to squeeze that leg really strong into the arm. Take the hand out a little bit further. So now you have a ledge for that arm to stay onto. Your hands come down to the floor, shoulder width apart. Start to push your weight into your hands, but you need to take your left foot across. You're going to squeeze the thighs into the upper arm, and then you lift. Lift the hips up. So the legs are squeezing into the arm, push into the fingertips, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. 2, one more breath, and slowly release down. Well done. Cross your legs. Cross the legs. Roll over onto the knees. You should be feeling very hot now. Step the feet back. We're going to take a vinyasa. Exhale, lower, your choice. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drive the hips back. On your next breath in, bend the knees. Hop, step, or jump to the top. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. So we're back into Uttanasana. So I'm going to turn myself around to the other side. So we're going to begin with that triangle pose and then work through the standing sequence on the left side. So step your right foot back. So there's a 45-degree angle on your back foot. Have your block ready, top left corner for Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. So have that ready for, that's going to be pose number 2. So setting yourself up into Trikonasana, Tita Trikonasana. Take your right hand onto your right hip. Roll that right shoulder back. Take your left hand down to the inside of the left calf. Squeeze the thighs together. Tuck the tailbone under. Open the chest. Roll that shoulder back a little bit more. It's like you're placed between 2 planes of glass. Lift into the side body, fully engaged. So not dumping down is that left hand. Lift the right arm up to the sky, 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Left hand, heart center. Look up to your top hand. And breathe. Nice, strong Ujjayi breath. One more big breath in. Exhale, look down to that front foot. Take a little bend into the standing leg. That's now going to become your standing leg. Reaching with your left hand to the floor or to your block. Lift your right leg up. Open the chest to the side. So just using your right hand on your right hip. Roll that right shoulder back. Flexing into the foot to the lifted leg. And open the arms to the sky. Look up to your top hands if you can. Push into that front standing toe, big mound. Really strong. Binding the foot. If you took that bind on the other side, so drawing the foot in towards the buttock, push the knee back. So you're keeping the hip open. 2 more breaths. Big breath in, look down to your front foot. With control, if you had a hold of the bind, extend the leg, and then slowly lower the foot down. With control, nice soft landing. Big breath in, let's windmill the right arm overhead and transition into warrior 2. Send the feet a little further apart if you need to. Check the alignment. Are you lined up centrally on your mat? Front heel, back in arch. So check your feet. They're the foundation of all of your standing poses. So it's really important that they are in the right place. Arms reach wide, fingertips reaching away from each other. Sink a little lower, work into that front hip. Work to your front middle finger. Remember that softness in the face, neck and jaw. No tension. Little smile. Forearm to thigh. Precious thing in the left hand, sweeping your right arm overhead. Reaching diagonally away. Look up to your top hand. checking that you're spinning the chest open to the side, sinking deeper into that right hip, left hip, sorry, if you can, reaching the left hand down to the ankle. From here, humble warrior, let's take the hands behind the back, clasp the hands together, squeeze into the shoulder blades. Taking the left shoulder to the left knee. It's almost like taking the left ear towards the left ankle. Reach the arms up. Two more breaths. Release the hands down to the inside of the left foot. I'm going to bring myself around straight away this time, but you stay where you are, coming into that little lizard posture, just to help us access that Ekapada Koundinyasana a little bit. So drop the back knee, release the back foot. Bring the elbows down towards the floor, just working into these hips. You'll turn out with the left foot if you feel that feels nice. And then that flying split. So let's walk that left foot forwards. Wiggle it forwards. Jump, jump, jump. We need to get that left arm way underneath the back of that left leg, because that's going to become your support. So chaturanga arms, they're going to be bent. Going to hook that right elbow in. So starting to wiggle the feet forwards, because remember this is a flying split. So the legs separating as far as possible. Bring the weight forwards into the hands, into the fingertips. Start to lift that right leg, foot off the ground. So just a little bit. See where you can go. You might find one side is a little bit harder than the other. To do with the hips, perhaps. Just another 2 breaths. Release it down. Bring that right foot forwards. Getting very slippery. So the 8 angle, off we go. So hook that left leg firmly over the top of that left arm. Squeeze the left leg into that arm. Take the hand out a little bit more to the side. You've got your ledge now for the leg. It's going to take a lot of support. Going to hook the right foot over, and you're going to squeeze those legs into that arm. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. So to push into the hands a little bit more, straighten the legs. Bring the legs out to the side. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Whew. Very, very warm. Little vinyasa. Cross the legs. Plant the hands, step the feet back, jump the feet back. Taking your choice, exhaling. Inhale, up dog. Downward facing dog. Just take a couple of breaths in down dog. Take a big breath in, fill the lungs, let's sigh the breath out. Another one of those, big breath in, sigh the breath out. Bend into the knees, look to the top, exhale, step or jump to the top. Half lift, inhaling, exhale, forward fold, root the feet. Spread your wings wide, lift the arms up to the sky. Hands through center, back to mountain pose. So well done, everybody. Working through those flying splits and your Ashtavasana. So standing postures, a few more to go. Into Utthita Hasta Padam Pushtasana. So grab your strap if you need to. Hold on to your foot with your strap. So we've done this posture before. Standing leg left side, left hand, left hip. Grabbing hold of the feet. I'll give my feet a little wipe down, hands a little wipe down. Things are very slippery in this heat. It's almost like doing a hot yoga class. So hooking the big toe with the peace fingers. This is where we extend the leg down, ease ourselves down towards the leg. Give your knee a kiss. If you need to use your strap, use your strap. If you need to use 2 hands to hold the leg, use 2 hands, but try to do it with 1. 2 more breaths. And then release over to the other side. So right leg, standing leg, hook with the strap or the peace fingers. Using that big toe mound and use a drishti spot on the floor. So lifting the leg up, right hand on your right hip. Squeeze and lift into your bandhas. Give your knee a kiss. 3 more breaths. Lower yourself down over the leg. Last big breath in. Slowly release down. Well done, everybody. Taking a little eagle. Just take the left foot across the right, hands to heart center. Open that into that hip. If you want to take your full eagle, wrap the leg around. Take an opposite bind with the arms. Hold it there, or the other option. Big breath in. Push into the standing leg, release the arms. That just works into the hips a little bit more. So option 1, sink down. Option 2, bind to the legs and the arms. So always take the opposite leg to the arms wrapping. So right leg is on top, means right arms underneath. So that's how we do the arms and legs. So they do the opposite action to each other. If you're taking full eagle, really squeeze into the belly. Squeeze into Mula Bandha. 2 more breaths. Push into the standing big toe, lift the arms a little bit higher. And slowly release. Well done. Whew, from there, step the legs wide. Hands onto the hips. Tilting forward, hinging from the hip creases. So our feet are nice and wide apart. A little turn in of the toes. Drop the hands down to the floor. Line the hands up with the feet. Drawing the head down towards the floor. Tuck the elbows in towards each other so it's like a chaturanga style arms position. So you're drawing the crown of the head down towards the earth. Just stretching into the backs of the legs now. Take a big breath in. Take your peace fingers, wrap them around the big toes. So reach towards the toes if you can. Lifting the elbows. So bringing the weight into the toes a little bit more. Drawing the crown of the head down to the floor. Steady breaths. Nice big breath in. Bring the hands to center. Heel toe of the feet together. And then start to face the front of your mat as we take Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose. So step your left foot in closer. Take your right foot a little bit to the side. So now your feet are hip distance apart, but not far apart lengthwise. So just take your hands to your hips and come up for a moment. So the hips face forwards. We choose a bind of the hands, either reversing your prayer. Squeeze and lift the chest. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Or if that's not an option for you, then you clasp opposite elbows. But you do the same action with your shoulders and the shoulder blades. So we don't want the shoulders to roll forward. We want a nice openness in the chest. So choose the position and the bind of the hands. Checking in on the shoulders. Lift and lengthen on a big breath in. So look up, lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale, squeeze those thighs towards each other. So with control, you fold over your right leg. Keep that right hip drawing back and the left hip drawing forward.
Squeeze and lift into the belly. Create space. Send your drishti down to your shin or your big toe. Check in on those shoulders. Have they rolled forwards? Roll them back away from the ears. Push the hands together if you're in reverse prayer. Taking a nice big breath in. We're coming into Parivrita Trikonasana, so revolved triangle now. So hopefully you still have your block there. If you need your block for revolved triangle, then place your left hand onto your block. Take your right hand onto your right hip. Roll the right shoulder back so you're opening the chest up. And as you do so, start to squeeze the thighs towards each other. So really like you're trying to make the inner thighs touch. Squeeze into the hips, into the glutes. Start to look up. And then you can lift your right arm up to the sky. If you want to place your hand onto the outside of the right foot, then place the hand. But squeeze and lift actively into the belly, into the abdominal area. Big breath in, look down. Let's take a little flamingo. So from here, we spider our fingertips onto the floor. So sending the fingers back, the thumbs forwards. So you're taking the hands underneath and aligned with the bottom, underneath the hips. So you're going to need to bring your weight into that right foot and your weight into your hand. So you're balancing those 3 points, the hands and the front foot. Start to push into the hands and into the front foot and lift the left foot off the floor. Keep the legs together. Lift that left foot up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Just enjoy flamingo. And then dropping the left foot back down, we're going to come into Parivrita Ardha Chandrasana, so revolved Chandrasana. So taking your block to the left this time, of the left corner of your mat. Start to take your weight into the right leg, lifting the left leg up, and start to revolve and open your chest to the right, lifting your right arm up to the sky. Flex into the lifted foot, lifting the gaze to your top hand. Breathe. Nice and strong, nice and steady. Deep breath in, exhale, look down to your front foot. Lower the front foot, the back foot down. Step your left foot forwards, your right foot back. So now we take the sequence from the pyramid pose. Over to the other side, left foot forward, right foot back. Little 45-degree angle on the back foot, front foot faces forwards. Coming back up just to set our arms into our reverse prayer, or clasping opposite elbows. So hips, check they're facing forwards. It's quite easy for them to sort of make their way to the side. You want to really make sure they're pointing forwards completely. Roll those shoulders back and down. Openness through the chest. Lift and lengthen. Inhale. Exhale. Squeeze those thighs towards each other. Start to really activate the legs. Work into those hips, into the glutes. Folding over your front leg. Roll the shoulders back again. Don't let those shoulders roll forwards. Squeeze and lift into the belly. Scoop the belly up. So keep driving the left hip back, the right hip forwards. Big breath in. Coming up just halfway so you can set yourself up into Parivrita Trikonasana. So use that block for your right hand, left hand onto the left hip. Squeeze the thighs towards each other. Scoop and lift the belly up, lifting the chest, rolling that left shoulder back. So open the chest to the left and then reaching the left hand up to the sky. So a couple of options. You have your hands on the block or the hand to the floor outside of the left foot. Whatever works best for you. Really squeeze and lift into the belly and squeeze the thighs towards each other like you're trying to make the inner thighs touch. Into the flamingo. So make your little flamingo support. Thumbs are facing forwards, fingertips facing back. Push into the hands. Push your weight into your front leg so that you can lift that right leg off the floor. Keep your legs together, knees together. Lift the heel up towards the buttock. So you're folding deeply over that front leg. Slowly lower the back foot down, coming into your revolved half moon. So your block is now to the top right corner. Taking your weight into your left foot, lift your right leg up, hip height no higher. Start to revolve the chest, opening the chest to the left, lifting the left arm up. Flex into the lifted foot. Squeeze and lift into the belly. And slowly coming down with that right leg to the floor. Choices now, standing split, or you can do a reverse handstand, which is where you stand, you take a hollow with the back, so hollowing the back, so tuck the tailbone under, as though you're doing a handstand in reverse. So you're flexing the palms of the hands up to the sky, so flexing into the wrists. Imagine you're pushing into the ceiling. So maybe this is an option for you today. Really squeeze and lift into your lower bandhas, or take your standing split. So 2 sides to your split. Take your right hand, wrap that around the right ankle. Use your left hand for support to the floor, or you can use your block if that feels better. You're going to start to lift the left leg up to the sky. So you're folding yourself down over your right leg. If you want to take a little bend just into the standing leg and the lifted leg, to fold your body down over the right leg, then re-lift the left leg up to the sky. So the idea is you're drawing your head and torso down over the folding leg to lift the leg higher at the back. When you're ready, switch sides. So take a few breaths on each side of your standing split. If you, excuse me, if you want to kick up against the wall, come and kick up against the wall. So make sure that wall is free of obstruction, and only do this if it's something that you usually do in your practice. So planting the hands firmly. Just come up for 2 breaths. Squeeze and lift into the belly. Just 2 breaths. Push into the hands. And coming back down. So meeting us, everybody, back in standing. So if you're in your standing split on your second side, lower that leg. We're going to come down to the mat now with a little vinyasa. So just take the arms wide, look up to the hands. This is just to reset ourselves so that we use both left and right sides together. It's like a complete reset button. Plant the hands into Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. And then plant the hands, step the feet back. Drop the knees to the floor, which is going to take a little child's pose. But reaching the arms forwards, take the knees wide, keep the heels, the feet together. So just reaching the armpits down towards the mat, drop the head to the floor. Keep Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha engaged though. Right, into our hanumanasana section, split section on the floor. Squeeze and lift into the belly. Start to step your right foot forwards into lizard. So step your right foot forwards. So a couple of options here. If you need to pad up underneath the knee, then take an extra blanket or use a little one of these, which is like a little silicone disc if you have one of those. So just to pad up under the knees, the back knee in particular, if you feel you need to. So lizard, sliding your left leg back, stepping your right foot forwards as far as you can really. Use your blocks, they're here to help us. So Use blocks if you need to for the elbows. So this might be your lizard for today on the elbows. That's completely okay. Turn out your right foot 45 degrees. Maybe your elbows can come down to the floor. If they do, take them down and drop your head down towards the mat. So you're reaching the head down, let the head hang heavy. If it's in your practice to tuck the back toes and lift the back leg off, then do that now too. So what this does, it just means we work a little bit stronger into the hips. Also, an option is to reach the hands forwards, come onto the fingertips, and see if you can just reach your head down towards the floor. Deep breath in. Okay. Coming down, drop that knee. We're going to work into our splits now. Now, hopefully you've got a strap for later on because we've got a little bit of work with the straps too. So, working into half split first. You can keep your back toes tucked. As you start to lengthen, extend your front leg. So you're bending and straightening into the front leg. And the back leg is also bending and straightening. So come back with the front leg is straight, and hook your toes, bring your toes towards you. Plant your hands onto the floor. And then I want you to stretch your foot, tick-tock your foot left and right. Just to stretch into the sides of the hamstrings. You might feel a real stretch there. From here, start to slide your right foot forwards and your left foot back. So I have a completely non-stick mat here, so this is always quite interesting when you want to slide and you can't. So use a cushion or a bolster or a block for underneath your front leg, so that you have something to land onto. You can untuck the back toes if you feel you need to. And use your blocks for your hands so that you can push into your blocks and bring the body upright. So what I like to do here is I squeeze into my thighs. I squeeze my thighs as if I'm trying to bring them together. Squeeze into the hips, so really tense and squeeze, and then I let go. And I do that a few times, and I find that enables me. So I lift off a little bit, I squeeze, and then I let go. And then you can have a go and see without the block underneath or without that cushion or bolster. But use your blocks either side of your top of your front leg just for support, so you can push your hands into that. So let's hold it here for another 5 breaths. If you want to do, lift an arm up to the sky. And smile. You want to reach forwards with the body over the front leg just to deepen the stretch at the front. And come up. And then push into your blocks. Push, push, push to slide the front leg in. Step the feet together. And then take that other leg forwards. So go into the lizard on the other side. Well done. So splits. I'm no gymnast or dancer, so these are all fairly new to me. In fact, they are very new to me. So I've been working into them for about 3 or 4 months now, and slowly, they're beginning to improve. But it's just a very slow progression. So be patient with yourself, be kind. Some people find easy, some people find certain things hard. We all have different challenges. So it's okay to be challenged, but be kind to yourself and be patient. Into your lizard. So taking your elbows onto your block, if that was your option, you took on the other side. You can tuck the back toes, remember? You can tuck the back toes and lift the back knee. So work into your lizard as you did on the other side. So elbows down or elbows on the block. Knee down or knee lifted. Turning out the front foot 45 degrees. If you want to drop the head down towards the floor, just to use gravity here to work into the hips. And slowly come into that half split. So tucking the back toes maybe, if that feels good. Extend and lengthen in the front leg. Now, you might just want to go to half splits today and not try to go to the full splits. You might just want to fold forwards like this today. So listen to the feedback in your body. Remember, this is your practice, nobody else's. So take care of yourself and listen to what your body needs. So just working into that outer hamstring. So tick-tock slowly with the foot. So it's just the foot that's moving, not the leg. Just to access the outer and inner extremes of the hamstrings. And then coming into your full split, if that's what you want to do today. So taking your bolster or a cushion or a block underneath that front upper leg behind, just so that you have a landing spot. So maybe you want to release the back toes. Some people like to tuck, some people like to extend the foot. Now you'll notice a difference, left side, right side. But breathe deeply, particularly exhaling. So use your blocks to push your hands into, to keep the body upright. Now let's do that little squeeze into the thighs. Squeeze and lift a little bit, and then release down. So do that about 3 times, holding each squeeze. And taking your bolster from out underneath if you want. Just need to wiggle my knee onto my padding there because I've got arthritis in my knees, so I have to be careful with my kneecaps. That's my big challenge on my knees. So working into the split, breathe deeply into that space, into the backs of the legs, into the hips, into the hip flexor at the back there. Maybe if you want to lean forwards over the front leg, lean forwards. Maybe you want to lift an arm up. And then pushing into your hands really strong into those blocks to really gently bring that left foot back. Ooh, give your legs a little shake out. So from here, we're not finished completely. We're going to come into pigeon. So this is where you're going to need to use a strap. We're going to do a little stretch with a strap. So setting yourself up into pigeon, have that strap ready. I'm going to use the long strap. I must say I have a love for straps, but they're very fiddly sometimes. So you need a loop for your strap, so you'll be able to hook that round the back foot. So have your strap or belt ready. Coming into your pigeon. So let's start with our right leg forwards. So wiggling your right foot up, slide that left leg completely back. Now, advice, use a block underneath the right buttock. Coming up, lift the body up straight. You can also use a cushion. It doesn't have to be a block. Just ease yourself forwards now over that front leg. And then taking your strap, hooking that round your back foot. So you just have to reach round, and you're going to bring that strap over the opposite shoulder. And then working that strap forwards, pulling onto the strap so you can lift the back foot off. So you're bringing the foot in towards the bottom. For me, it's not going to touch. It's just the way it is, but that's okay. So you lean forwards, bringing that strap forwards over your right shoulder, just for a couple of breaths. Now this might feel so good that you want to stay here, but if you want to come into your one-legged pigeon, royal pigeon, then coming up, start to hold onto your strap with both hands. So you're reaching back, your hands reaching back towards your strap, and your arms are alongside your ears. Just hold it here for a few breaths. And slowly let that strap slide between the hands so you can let the foot drop down. Now maybe let's get the strap ready on the other foot so it's ready on the other side, and take your pigeon on the other side. So if you've had your block propping up your right hip, have the block ready, or your cushion or your bolster to prop up the left hip. So let's take that left foot across, sliding the right leg back. So you have that strap around the foot ready, because that's just a little bit of preparation. Then coming forwards as far as you can, working your way down, relaxing, really feeling that lovely stretch on that left hip, and also stretching that right hip flexor. Now propping up, if you want to, underneath that left hip, start to grab hold of your strap. You're going to bring the strap over the left shoulder. Start to pull on your strap and lean forwards, bringing that foot in towards the right buttock. Now this might feel so lovely that you want to stay here. Just enjoy the stretch in the front of that right leg. Enjoy the opening into that left hip. Your choice. But if you want to take that one-legged royal pigeon, then bring yourself up to upright, the body upright. Pull on that strap. So you're pulling on the strap, bringing your arms, your elbows high, lifting that foot up behind you, and take a few deep breaths here. Two more. And then slowly let that strap slide between the hands so the foot can come down. Now from here we're going to stand up. We're going to do one more thing and then we can relax. We're just going to practice the standing version of that one we just did. So you might find you need to use the support of the wall. You know, it might just be that you feel a bit too wobbly today for this. So we are going to take our standing leg left side. I'm going to use that strap that's on the right foot, so keeping that strap there. I'm going to start to hold on to that strap. So we're in the same position. So try to lift that right foot up as high as you can, balancing into the left foot. So the idea isn't that you lean right forwards. Just lift that foot up as high as is comfortable. Whew. So lots of balance going on. Just hold it here for another 2 breaths and then release. It's really, really tough, that. So be kind to yourself, go to where you can, switch sides. So standing leg, left leg. Now we've used our legs a lot, so they might feel a little bit shaky.
a little bit of fatigue, use that drishti spot for your gaze. So just work into this left side, left leg lifted. Work those hands down the strap, keeping the elbows alongside the ears. Push into the standing big toe. Just another 2 or 3 breaths. You might find one side easier. This is my stronger leg, so my balance is a little better. That's the way it is. And slowly let go. Well done, everybody. Whew, that's fantastic. So let's get ourselves down to the floor. So coming down to your mats, just take yourselves down. Let's just take a little Koundinyasana and then we'll lie down. So taking one leg in, the other leg on top. So my left leg's underneath, my right leg's on top. Just feel another stretch into the hips. Reach the right arm overhead. Reach the left hand up between the shoulder blades towards it. Use a strap if you need to. Squeeze and lift into the belly. Lie straight back and then exhale. Leaning forwards, tilting forwards from those hip creases. Folding over the front leg. Just observe the breath nice and strong in and out. Inhale coming up, switching the arms and switching the legs. Time has really flown by quickly today. So really extend and lengthen that left elbow up to the sky. Use your strap if you need to. Extend and lengthen, exhaling, folding over the front leg. Big breath in, slowly releasing the arms. Give your arms a shake out. Bring the feet together as we make our way down into Supta Baddha Konasana. So let's use all of that work of the hip opening as we lie down. Feet together. Maybe taking the arms overhead, just give your arms a stretch overhead. If you want to, take your arms into cactus. And then rocking your legs, hips side to side. And then rolling your head side to side too. And then resting in center. If this doesn't feel good for you, this position with the legs, bring your legs together and tilt the knees in towards each other, feet apart, so that the knees are touching and the legs are separating. Or just take a full corpse pose in Shavasana. Let's just spend a couple of moments here, just breathing deeply. Keeping the focus and attention inwards. Sending your gaze, your inner gaze, to your third eye. So sending your gaze to that space between the brow, the eyebrows, your inner third eye. Just relaxing all the muscles of the face. Just unclench the jaw. Eyes are resting, but gazing at that point between the eyebrows. Just feeling the breath flowing in and out. Gently in, gently out. Don't force the rhythm in any way, just let the breath come and go in its own steady rhythm now. Relax into this moment. Relax into this moment. Just relax into it. Just allow softness and heaviness to occur in the body. Let's sink into the floor, just for a moment. Now extending the arms overhead. Stretch those legs away, the feet away. Give yourself a lovely stretch along the mat. Reaching the left side along, stretch, stretch, stretch left side. Stretch right side. And then hug the knees in. Hug the knees in tight. Give yourself a hug. Well done, everybody. Say well done to yourself. Give yourself love. Give yourself gratitude. Speaking words of positivity to yourself. Give yourself kind language. Pull your nose up to your knees. So treating yourself like your best friend. Be kind to yourself. Be super kind. And then coming up really slowly to your seated position, your choice. So keeping the gaze low with the eyes closed. So choosing, if you wish, to come back to your full lotus, Padmasana. Or coming into Sukhasana, sitting on a block or a cushion. But whichever position you take, just see how you feel now in comparison to how you did at the beginning of your class, the beginning of your practice. Just feel maybe some greater openness in the legs and in the hips. And then replacing that little finger and ring finger together to touch onto the thumb. Bring the pointer finger, the two-piece fingers together, and place your pran mudra, back where we started, on the tops of the knees with the palms facing up. Just sitting tall, shoulders over hips, crown of the head reaching to the sky, straight spine, with softness in the body. Just connecting with the breath just for a few more moments. Keeping the eyes closed. And just feeling your inner fire, your strength, your own abilities, and feel your possibilities. So feeling positive, reaffirm your positive intention. So just maybe repeat to yourself and reaffirm your intention that you set at the beginning of class. And now drawing your hands together in Atmanjali Mudra, bring your hands to your heart center. And let's close our practice with a single Om. Taking a deep breath in. Om. Bowing your head down towards your heart center, third eye to your heart. The light in me honors the light in you. May you remain positive and strong, feeling the full strength and power of your possibilities and your abilities, which are great. Be kind to yourself. Speak words of kindness to yourself. The light in me honors the light in you. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Have a beautiful Friday. And if I don't see you over the weekend, I'll see you next week. Take care, everybody. Drink lots of water today. In this hot weather, we dehydrate easily, so make sure you take care of your hydration. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.